Day. In just a few days, football will kick off. I mean, the high school, college, and pro football all begins. And we all talk about our favorite team and how good they'll be or how not so good they'll be. Of course, the top of the heap when you talk about football is always the Dallas Cowboys, and everybody has their opinion. But what you may not know is when the Cowboys began as that expansion team many years ago, they weren't very good. They got beat every game and got beat pretty severely. The blame always fell on the head coach, and the head coach was the legendary Tom Landry. Well, the sports writers just didn't think Tom Landry had enough motivation, that he was so kind of appeared to be passive and quiet and easygoing that he just didn't know how to fire up his team. And so the blame fell on him for every loss that they had. Well, one particular Sunday, the Cowboys sprinted out of the locker room, down the tunnel and across the field, and went straight to that bench and sat down to get ready for the game. And coaches came to talk to him. The sports writers were totally stunned. They couldn't believe they sprinted out like that and went to the bench so fast to get ready for the game. And so after the game, the sports writers cornered Tom Landry and said, "Man, what did you say to your team to get them so fired up that they sprinted out the locker room, down the tunnel, over to the bench?" He said, "Oh, man, it was easy. I told our team that the last 11 on that bench would start today." Well, I don't know what motivates you, but I know this. The Apostle Paul said this: "Work willingly at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord, rather than for people. And remember that the Lord will give you an inheritance. He'll give you an inheritance as your reward, and that the master you're serving is Christ." So I encourage you, whatever you do today, whether it's play football, whether you go to work, whether you have some kind of hobby, just whatever you do it as you're doing it for the Lord, which means you'll do it to the very best of your ability. So I encourage you today, do it to the best that you can, as though you're doing it for the Lord. Okay? Man, God bless you. Thank you for joining me today. And need a great church to come to? Come on down to Meadowbrook, 9:45 and 11, our two services. We would absolutely